here tonight present having business before this commission, draw nigh, come forth, and ye shall be heard. God bless America and the state of Tennessee. God bless Putnam County, this honorable commission. You may be seated. Chair, I find these privileges to be in order.
Thank you, Major. Please do remain standing if you will, though. We're going to call on District 10 tonight for our invocation and our pledge.
Let's pray. Dear Lord, we thank you tonight for all of your many blessings of this life. We ask you to bless this commission and those who serve. We ask you to teach us to have a servant's heart. Go with us, lead, guide, direct us in everything we do. In Jesus' name we pray.
Amen. I want to welcome everybody tonight. Good crowd. Appreciate you being here. And I'm sorry? That's a good thing. Sure. Can you hear me? That's better. All right, Mr. Clerk, let's call the roll. What do you think?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you'll take your handsets and just press yes for me and stop right there, please. Everybody press yes. And stop right there. I think we've got 3 that are absent. Mr. Young's, hold on just a second. Mr. Martin, Mr. Redline, I have their. All right, everybody please press confirm now for me, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody press confirm, please. Sound I love. Mr. Chairman, we have 21 present, 3 absent. There is a quorum.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. Item number B is approval of the agenda.
Motion to approve.
Got a motion and a second. Any discussion on the agenda? Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. Approval of the minutes of the previous meeting.
So moved.
Got a motion and a second on the minutes. Any questions, any discussion? In favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
And opposed, no. Motion carries. Item 7, unfinished business, planning.
No unfinished business, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Physical review.
No unfinished business.
Thank you again. And nominating.
No unfinished business.
Thank you kindly. Report of special committees. Any specials tonight? Any other unfinished business? All right, new business. Report of standing committees, planning.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Item A recommends approval of an amendment to the Rails and Trails interlocal agreement. I so move.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any discussion on the rails or trails? Favor that motion say aye. Aye. And opposed, no. Motion carries.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Item B recommends approval that the following assets for the Sheriff's Office be declared as surplus and sold via internet auction.
I got a motion and a second. Any discussion on the surplus? Seeing none, those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed, no. Motion carries.
Item C recommends approval of a resolution to authorize self-created composting project by Putnam County, Tennessee. So moved.
And I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Agreeable bunch tonight. Favored say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. Motion carries.
That concludes planning, Mr. Chair.
And thank you, Mr. Putnam. Fiscal review.
Fiscal Review recommends approval of budget amendments to the county general fund, and I move.
Motion and a second. Any discussion on the general fund?
I'm sorry, who seconded that? Thanks, sir.
All right, Mr. Clerk.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you favor the motion, take your handsets and vote yes. If you're not in favor of the motion, vote no. Everyone, please vote. Stop right there for me, please. All votes are in. Anyone wish to change their vote anywhere?
Now please press confirm for me, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for your help tonight. Mr. Savage, thanks. Mr. Chairman, we have 21 voting yes, 0 no, 3 absent. When the roll is called, motion carries. Thank you, Chris.
Fiscal Review recommends approval of budget amendments to the Road Department Fund, and I move.
I got a motion and a second on the road department. Any discussion? Mr. Clerk.
All right, seeing none, take your handsets. You favor the motion, vote yes. Do not favor the motion, vote no. Everyone, please vote. Please stop right there. All votes are in. Anyone wish to change their vote anywhere? All right, ladies and gentlemen, please press confirm for me, if you would, please. Everyone pressing confirm. Thank you so much. Mr. Chairman, we have 21 voting yes, 0 no, 3 absent. When the roll is called, motion carries. Thanks, Chris.
Fiscal Review recommends approval of budget amendments to the Debt Service Fund, and I move.
Motion and a second. Any discussion on debt service? All right, Mr.
All
Clerk.
right, seeing none, take your handsets. If you favor the motion, vote yes. Do not favor the motion, vote no. Everyone, please vote. Please stop right there. All votes are in. Anyone wish to change their vote anywhere? Now, please press confirm for me, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody pressing confirm. Excellent. Mr. Chairman, we have 21 yes, 0 no, 3 absent when the roll is called. Motion does carry. Thanks, Chris. Ready? Thank you. I got it.
Fiscal Review recommends approval of budget amendments to the Industrial Economic Development Fund, and I move.
Got a motion and a second on economic development. Any discussion? All right, Mr. Clerk, you're
All
working.
right, seeing none, take your handsets. If you favor the motion, vote yes. Do not favor the motion, vote no. Everyone, please vote. Please stop right there. All votes are in. Anyone wish to change their vote anywhere? All right, now please press confirm for me, ladies and gentlemen. Everyone press confirm. Chairman, we have 21 yes, 0 no, 3 absent when the roll was called. Motion carries. Thank you, Chris.
Fiscal Review recommends approval of budget amendments to the General Purpose School Fund, and I move.
Motion and a second. Any discussion on general school? All right, Mr.
All right,
Nevers.
seeing none. All right, if you take your handsets, favor the motion on schools, vote yes. If you don't favor the motion, vote no. Everyone, please vote. Stop right there for me. All votes are in. Anyone wish to change their vote anywhere? Wait a minute. All right, now press confirm for me, ladies and gentlemen. Please wait till I ask. Thank you. Good job. Mr. Chairman, you have 21 voting yes, 0 no, 3 absent when the roll is called. Motion carries.
Fiscal Review recommends approval of budget amendments to the School Nutrition Fund, and I move.
Motion and a second. School nutrition. Any discussion? Mr. Neighbors.
All right, seeing none, take your handsets. If you favor that motion, vote yes. If you not favor the motion, vote no. Everyone, please vote. Stop right there. All votes are in. Anyone wish to change their vote anywhere? Now, please press confirm for me, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks. Mr. Ford. Thanks. You're doing good. Mr. Chairman, you have 21 voting yes, 0 no, 3 absent. Motion carries. Thank you, Chris.
Fiscal Review recommends approval of the write-off amounts for Putnam County Emergency Medical Services as follows. $620 old billing system, and I move.
Got a motion and a second on the uncollectible write-off. Any discussion? Mr. Duncan?
Does that conclude the write-offs on the old billing system? We won't hear or see anything else from that? That's what I'm saying, is that all of the old billing? It's gone after this? Okay, thank you.
Mr. Wiseman?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Either Randy or Tommy, do you know offhand how this compares to previous years? Is this pretty comparable, or?
Come to the microphone, Tommy, so we get each other.
And so we've been writing off 8-9%. That's pretty common to that. So this one's a little bit higher audit, would like us to go ahead and get everything written off the old system. And so if we do both the write-offs of $600,000 and the $160,000, then that'll completely get everybody written off the old system completely. We went to the Mars A and B in November of 15, I believe it was. And so this will get that finished up.
Appreciate that, thank you.
Mr. Buttram?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Just want to make a statement concerning this write-off. In comparison with a couple of the counties around us, and compared to how much we bill, we're doing quite well. Smith County, which is quite a bit slower, less call volume than Putnam, they're writing off $1,285,000. Cumberland County, $915,000 for this year. So I think we're doing quite well. I was surprised. I know it's a lot of money, but I was surprised as ours being lower than those two counties. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Any other discussion? Any questions? Mr. Clerk?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you favor that motion, take your handsets and vote yes. If you're not in favor of the motion, vote no. Everyone, please vote. Stop right there for me. All votes are in. Anyone wish to change their vote anywhere? All right, now please press confirm for me, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm trying.
Mr. Chairman, we have 21 voting yes, 0 no, 3 absent. Motion carries.
Fiscal Review recommends approval for the Putnam County Solid Waste Department to write off $13,984.94 of uncollectible debt, and I move.
I got a motion and a second. Any discussion? Mr. Medley?
Can we do something to sort of get this number smaller than what it is these days?
Mike, it'd be great if we could keep people from filing bankruptcy on us, but that's
That'll do
usually
it.
what happens, yeah. It's been less. I've had some years hadn't had any write-offs at all. I've had some years had $100, so far this year. So I think $13,000 is not a whole lot of money when you consider it.
I'd like to ask a question, Keith, while you're up there. At what point do you determine it's uncollectible?
Well, our policy, our collection policy and Tommy's is the same, so let me just don't get anything, but that's usually our procedure.
Thank you, sir. Any other questions or discussion? Mr. Clerk?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you favor the motion, take your handsets and vote yes. If you not favor the motion, vote no. Everyone vote and stop right there for me, please. All votes are in. Anyone wish to change their vote anywhere? All right, please press confirm for me, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody press confirm. Good. Excellent. Mr. Chairman, we have 21 voting yes, 0 no, 3 absent when a roll is called. Motion carries. Thank you, Chris.
Fiscal Review recommends approval for the Sheriff's Office to apply for a bulletproof vest partnership with the U.S. Department of Justice, and I move.
Got a motion and a second. Any discussion? Clear. Clear. Any discussion? Favor of the motion signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, no. Motion carries.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, Mr. Duncan.
the next item coming up, I have a direct financial interest, so I will not participate in either the discussion nor the vote, and request that the clerk record an abstain for me on the next item.
All right, thank you, Mr. Duncan. There is an abstain button. Can we not just use that? Go ahead, Ms. Savage.
Fiscal Review recommends approval of a resolution to approve tax increment financing for a hotel convention center and parking garage, and to authorize the county executive to sign all documents related to the project.
Motion to approve.
I've got a motion and a second. Any discussion on the TIF?
Who seconded that motion? Okay.
Mr. Wasson.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I was just talking with somebody a moment ago. I said about how great this project is for us because a lot of counties have to do hotels and convention centers, parking garages with taxes. We don't have to do that with this, so it's going to be an excellent contribution, especially because on that west side, you don't have to be from Cookeville to know how tricky it is sometimes to find parking. So again, it's going to be a great motion of business I think we have before us tonight. Chair.
Thank you, sir. Any other questions or discussion? All right, Mr. Neighbors.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, take your handsets. If you favor the motion, vote yes. If you not favor the motion, vote no. Everyone vote. And stop right there, please. All right? Everybody there? Whoa. I'm going to vote Mr. Duncan as abstain. Mr. Chairman, I want you to watch me as I vote him, please. All votes are in. Anyone wish to change your vote? Before I told you. All right, now go ahead and press confirm for me, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Chairman, you have 20 voting yes, 1 abstain, 3 absent. When the roll is called, that motion does carry. Mr. Duncan, I have so noted you're recusing from this matter. Thank you, sir. Go ahead, Chris.
Fiscal Review recommends approval of a resolution of the Board of Commission of Putnam County, Tennessee, regarding de minimis real property, and I move.
I've got a motion and a second. Any discussion? Favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries.
Fiscal Review recommends to consider approval of GASB 34 amendments out fiscal year.
And I've got a motion and a second. Any discussion?
Who made the motion?
All right, Mr. Neighbors.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you take your handsets, favor of the motion, vote yes. If you do not favor the motion, vote no. Everyone, please vote, and please stop right there. Now please press confirm for me, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Chairman, I have 21 voting yes, 0 no, 0 abstain, 3 absent. Motion carries. Thank you, Chris.
Fiscal Review recommends approval of a resolution to request unclaimed balance of accounts remitted to the State Treasurer under the Unclaimed Property Act and to authorize the County Executive to attach a list of remittances made by or on behalf of the local government and its agencies. And I move.
Got a motion and a second. Mr. Short.
We're gonna go through the state's list and see. It could be several thousand. The county commission now to do it instead of us just doing it before.
Any other discussion?
If I can enter something right here, and Debbie will know this, and so will Randy. A year or two ago, we got a massive list of stuff from Claimant TN on Putnam County. We put hours and hours into that, and but we got every darn penny of it. That was pretty darn good.
All right, favor of that motion signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, no. And that motion carries.
That concludes Fiscal Review.
Thank you, Chairman Savage. Nominating.
Yes, nominating Matt recommends that Laura Clemens be reappointed to the Putnam County Library Board for a 3-year term to expire June 2021. I so move.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any nominations from the floor? Favor of that motion signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, no. And the motion carries.
Thank you. That completes nominating.
Any report of special committees? Any resolutions?
There are no resolutions, Mr. Chairman.
Election of notaries.
Got several. Rihanna Allison, Brenda G. Bilbrey, Janie Branch, Jennifer M. Klaus, Tracy B. Daly, Taylor M. Davis, Pam R. Delaney, Paula A. Easterly, Teresa C. Gilbert, Monica Goolsby, Annette Goss, Billy Grogan, Rebecca Hargrove Smith, Roger L. Holt, Joy L. Hudson, Chastity D. Lancaster, Sherry Lynch, Kathy Lynn McLean, Charlene McLean, Kristen Manier, Sue B. Parker, Sierra Pettigo, Wilma Reeder, Tabitha Rice, Janet Romanek, Matthew Stinnett, and Conethia Turner.
Got a motion and a second. Any discussion on the notaries? All right, Mr. Clerk.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have to vote this one. If you take your handsets, you favor the motion, vote yes. If you're not favor of the motion, vote no. Everyone vote. Please stop right there for me. All votes are in. Just go ahead and press confirm for me if you would, ladies and gentlemen. And, Mr. Chairman, you have 21 voting yes, 0 abstained, 3 absent. When the roll was called, that motion does carry. Thank you very much.
All right, any other new business? Recognize the cash flow analysis for the general purpose school. Any questions to the school? Acknowledgement of the reappointment of Larry Rogers to the Devil Springs Utility District with term to expire April 2022. And Mr. Porter.
There is a typo with it, Mr. Chairman. That should say the appointment of Larry Rogers. Debbie will fix a copy and get it to Wayne to go in the minutes, if that's okay.
That is an appointment, so we don't have any movement on that. Any questions of Mr. Porter as it relates to that? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to call on our Budget Committee Chair, Ben Rogers, for some information that came out of budget this past week. Mr. Rogers.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The Budget Committee recommended that we move our July regular scheduled meeting from July 26th to July 23rd in hopes to pass an annual budget for the fiscal year 2018-19. So we will move our meeting, we'll delay it 1 week. That'll give the County Executive's Office a little bit more time to gather the documents and compile all the budget for our use and approval.
Is that in a motion?
That's a motion.
I've got a motion and a second. Does everybody understand what we're motioning? We're trying to get the budget before deadline, folks, before July 31st, so we're going to move the County Commission meeting. The committee meetings will be on the 16th. Is that correct, Mr. Porter? And County Commission will be on the 23rd if we pass this tonight. Any questions? Meeting. In favor of the motion, say aye. Aye. Those against, no. Motion carries. One more little item of business, if I may, and I know it will be an embarrassment, but that's okay. I think we need to recognize our fire chief, who's been dealing with some health issues. Certainly our thoughts and prayers are with you, Chief. He'll be leaving tomorrow to go to Nashville for a bone marrow transplant. Fortunately, and thank goodness the Lord hands. We talked about that at length, and his captains and so forth are going to be able to continue the process. So, Chief, we wish you the best. And to have, and so that you know you're being thought of. Okay. Any other business to come before the commission? We stand adjourned. Thanks, guys and girls.